we will start the new point in this topic: enhancement in food production. Production of enzymes. In living beings, enzymes play a key role in metabolic reactions, and therefore these are essential for the survival of such beings. In this, it means that enzymes play important role in the metabolic reactions. Enzymes are proteins known as biocatalysts due to their ability to promote reactions more quickly at body temperature and more efficiently. Many microbes synthesize and excrete large quantities of enzymes into the surrounding medium. Using this feature of these tiny organisms, many enzymes are produced commercially. These enzymes are amylase, cellulase, protease, lipase, pectinase, streptokinase and many others. मराठीमध्ये एन्झाईम्सला आपण उत्प्रेरक म्हणतो. रासायनिक अभिक्रियेमध्ये स्वतः सहभागी न होता रासायनिक अभिक्रियेत बदल घडून आणणारे असे ते उत्प्रेरक. Several industrial sectors use enzymes from microorganisms for specific applications. In the textile industry, enzymes are able to improve the quality of the fabrics. In the pulp and paper industry, they are involved in the biomechanical pulping and bleaching. In the food industry, they are used in the fermentation processes for the production of bread and drinks such as wine and beer. Also, they participate in the extraction of substances such as carotenoids and olive oil. Lipases are used in detergent industry because they have superior cleaning properties. Lipases have cleaning properties, so these are used in detergent industry, increasing the brightness and removing of oil stains. They are also used in cosmetics, animal feed, and agriculture industries, among others. Following are the few examples of enzymes used in industrial food processing. Name of the enzyme and microbial source. In vertex, its microbial source is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Pectinase, its microbial source is Sclerotinia libertine and Aspergillus niger. Lipase, its microbial source is Candida lipolytica. Cellulase, its microbial source is Trichoderma kuningi. Next point, gibberellin production. Gibberellin is a group of growth hormones mainly produced by higher plants and fungi to promote growth by stem elongation. The first gibberellin was isolated by two Japanese scientists, Yabuta and Sumuki, in 1938 from rice seedling infected with the fungus Gibberella fujikori. याबद्दलाची माहिती आपल्याला या ठिकाणी चर्चा करता येईल. याबुता अँड सुमिकी हे दोन जापनीज शास्त्रज्ञ होते. त्यांनी जिब्रेला फुजिकोरा नावाचा फंगस की ज्याचं इन्फेक्शन राईस सीडलिंगवरती झालं होतं आणि ज्या राईस सीडलिंगवरती जिब्रेला फुजिकोराचं इन्फेक्शन त्यांना आढळलं, त्यांची उंची जास्त वाढलेली दिसली आणि मग त्या वाढलेल्या राईस सीडलिंगचा एक्स्ट्रॅक्ट काढून त्यांनी इतर वनस्पतीवरती वापरला आणि मग त्यांची उंची त्या ठिकाणी वाढलेली दिसली. मग त्यांना असं आढळलं की हा एक्स्ट्रॅक्ट जर आपण फळांसाठी वापरला तर त्याचीसुद्धा लांबी आपल्याला वाढवता येईल. तर अशा प्रकारचं ऑब्झर्वेशन याबूत अँड सुमिकी या दोन सायंटिस्टनी केलं. तो रेफरन्स या ठिकाणी आहे. Microbes in sewage treatment. Sewage is a matter carried off in drainage. It is a municipal waste containing human excreta, household waste, dissolved organic matter, and even pathogenic microbes, bacteria, viruses, protozoans, nematodes, and microfungi. It also includes discharged water from hospital waste, slaughterhouse waste, animal dung, etc. discharge from industrial waste that contains toxic dissolved organic and inorganic chemicals. Industrial waste, tannery, pharmaceutical waste, etc. also add to sewage. Composition of sewage varies depending upon the type of waste discharged into water from different industries: textile, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, dairy, canning, brewing, meat packing, tannery, oil refineries, and meat industries. Microorganisms in sewage. Various types of microorganisms are also present in sewage. Bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoa, nematodes, algae, etc. are found in sewage. However, their number and type fluctuate depending upon the sewage composition and source of sewage. Raw sewage may contain millions of bacteria per ml. These include coliforms, fecal streptococci, anaerobic spore forming bacilli, and other types originating in the intestinal tract of humans. Before wastewater is made available for human use, it has to be treated properly so as to remove organic matter, inorganic salts, and pathogens as well. Sewage treatment process include four basic steps. Following are the processes of treatment. First, preliminary treatment. The preliminary treatment includes screening and grid chamber. Number one, screening. Sewage and wastewater contains plenty of suspended floating materials, coarse and solid particles, along with dissolved substances. The suspended objects are filtered and removed. This is done in screening chamber. The sewage is passed through screens or net in the chambers. Larger suspended or floating objects are held back in the screening chambers. These have to be removed before the biological treatment. Grid chamber. After screening, the filtered sewage is then passed into series of grid chambers. These chambers contain large stones and brick ballast. Coarse particles settle down by gravity. Thus, passage of filtered sewage removes much of the coarse particulate matter. Second treatment, primary treatment, physical treatment. After the preliminary treatment, the sewage water is pumped into the primary sedimentation tank. The sedimentation of suspended solid or organic matter occurs in this tank. About 50 to 70% of the solids settle down. There is reduction of about 30 to 40 of coliform organisms. In this reduction of near about 30 to 40% of coliform organisms, the organic matter which is settled down is called primary sludge. The organic matter that is settled down is called primary sludge, which is removed by mechanically operated devices. The supernatant, that is effluent, in the primary sedimentation tank still contains large amount of dissolved organic matter and microorganisms, which can then be removed by secondary treatment. Secondary treatment, that is biological treatment. The primary effluent is passed into large aeration tank. Here it is constantly agitated mechanically and air is pumped into it. Aerobic bacteria grow vigorously and form flocks. In this aerobic bacteria form flocks. Flocks are the masses of bacteria. Flocks are the masses of bacteria held together by slime and fungal hyphae to form mesh-like masses. These aerobic microbes consume the major part of the organic matter. Aerobic microbes consume the major part of organic matter present in the effluent as they grow. Due to this, biological oxygen demand of the effluent is significantly reduced. because of the BOD of the effluent is significantly reduced. Fourth, tertiary treatment. Once the biological oxygen demand of waste matter is reduced, it is passed into a settling tank. Here the bacterial flocks are allowed to sediment. The sediment is now called activated sludge. Small part of this is passed back into aeration tank. Small part is passed back into the aeration tank, and the major part is pumped into the large tanks. This is called anaerobic sludge digester. Large, it means that small part passed back into the aeration tank, and large or major part is pumped into large tanks is anaerobic sludge digesters. In these tanks, anaerobic bacteria grow and digest the bacteria and fungi in the sludge. During this anaerobic digestion, gases such as methane, hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide, etc. are produced. During this anaerobic digestion, different gases like methane, hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide are produced. Effluents from these plants digester after chlorination are released in natural water bodies like rivers and streams. Chlorination kills pathogenic bacteria. Digested sludge is then disposed. This is the diagrammatic representation of various stages in wastewater treatment. First is the wastewater, then the process is screening, then grid setting is the second. Then that preliminary treatment to remove heavy solids, that is in grid setting. Then primary treatment is given, removal of suspended solid particles in the primary treatment. Then settled sewage. Then secondary treatment, that is in aeration tank, and then tertiary treatment that treated the effluent, and water that is for recycling through that treated effluent through that tertiary treatment, and anaerobic bioreactor, that is the digester that activated sludge are produced there, and that sludge cake are to dispose there. And in anaerobic digester there are anaerobic bacteria play important role, and then that sludge cake is then disposed there. This is the diagrammatic representation of various stages in wastewater treatment. The next point, microbes in energy generation. Many developing countries are encouraging for installation of biogas plants to meet out the requirement of energy. Biogas is used as a domestic as well as industrial fuel. It is a non-conventional and renewable source of energy and is obtained by microbial fermentation. Biogas is a mixture of methane, CH4, that is about 50 to 60%, carbon dioxide is about 30 to 40%, hydrogen sulfide is about 0 to 3%, and other gases, carbon monoxide, then N2, S2, etc., in traces in small amount. Biogas is highly inflammable and is used as source of energy. Plant waste, animal waste, domestic waste, agriculture waste, municipal waste, forestry waste, etc. are commonly used for biogas production. Cattle dung, आपण त्याला शेण म्हणतो, गाईच्या गोठ्यातील शेण, cattle dung, is most commonly employed substrate for biogas production. It is the rich source of cellulose from plants. Biogas production. Most commonly used models of biogas plants are KVIC model and IARI model. The digester used for biogas production is called biogas plant. Biogas plant is generally used by farmers. That farmers have cattle, and the cattle waste material is easily available, and this is the raw material for biogas plant. A typical biogas plant using cattle dung as a raw material consists of digester and gas holder. Digester is made up of concrete bricks and cement or steel. There is cylindrical gas holder or gas tank above it to collect gases. Digester has a side opening into which raw material as cow dung is fed. The digester is partly buried in the soil. Anaerobic digestion involved in three processes. First is hydrolysis or solubilization. In initial stage, raw material cattle dung is mixed with water in equal proportion to make slurry, which is then fed into the digester. Here, anaerobic hydrolytic bacteria, example Clostridium pseudomonas, hydrolyze carbohydrates into simple sugars, proteins, and amino acids, and lipids into fatty acids. This is the biogas plant. Here, the charge pit, that is the dung and water containing. Then raw material are released through the charge pit, and that is actually passed into the digester there. And here, by the reaction of that different bacteria, the methane and carbon dioxide are released there, and then that process takes place in digester, and that bacteria actually act on that dung, that is the raw material, and that produces the methane and carbon dioxide that is stored in the metal tank, that is the gas holder, and through this gas holder that biogas is released in the household uses there for lighting purposes, or for street lighting purposes, or for cooking purposes, and it is very safety. The second process, acidogenesis. In this stage, facultative anaerobic acidogenic bacteria and obligate anaerobic organisms convert simple organic material into acids like formic acid, acetic acid, H2, and CO2. Next, third process, methanogenesis. This is the last stage in which anaerobic methanogenic bacteria like methanobacterium, methanococcus convert acetate H2 and carbon dioxide into methane, CO2, and water and other products. Number one, reaction, two molecules of CH3COOH, that is acetic acid, is converted into 12CH4 plus 12CO2. Number two stage, four molecule of HCOOH, that is formic acid, is converted into methane plus 3 carbon dioxide plus 2 water molecule. Then third, CO2 plus 4 H2 converted into methane plus 2 molecules of water. In this way, that methane biogas is produced. We know different benefits of biogas. Number one, it is cheap, safe, and renewable source of energy. It can be easily generated, stored, and transported. Number two, it can be used for domestic lighting, cooking, street lighting, as well as small scale industries. Number three, it burns with blue flame and without smoke. Number four, it helps to improve sanitation of the surrounding. It means that it keeps the surrounding clean. It is eco-friendly gas. Number five, and does not cause pollution and imbalance of the environment. Sludge which is left over is used as fertilizer. That sludge or slurry is used as fertilizer.